So once again, the three whales we have here today, folks, are Pele, Jabiru, and Eruption. Pele is a boy and a little bit smaller than our ladies. Our two adult, fertile, reproductive females are Jabiru and Eruption. Both previously known moms. Jabiru was a first-time mama in the year 2015. I had the pleasure of being one of the first people out in Stellwagen Bank of seeing her and her newborn calf. They're headed straight for us. Great looks at the splash guard and blowhole of these animals, which sits at the top of the head. Remember, this is just the tip of the iceberg that we're looking at. You're only looking at the head and dorsal fin here. Looks like we might be going for a dive. Here it comes. That's one. And another characteristic curve of the body. That's two. And we're on our way to the third. A stunning dive sequence there of three adult humpback whales. Right in a row, working in concert together. Really beautiful dives. So again, they may be under for a minute or two. Be patient, everybody, and watch for their re-emerging. Fluking dives at 1 o'clock. A nice tall one there, and a great example of what a tailstock looks like. You can really see how incredibly strong and formidable these bodies are. The scientific name for the humpback whale is Megaptera novangliae. Break it apart. Mega means big. Ptera. Ever heard of a pterodactyl? What do they have? Wings. Big-winged. Novangliae. It means New Englander in Latin. These whales return to New England each and every summer. As our summer residents, they spend their time here feeding and feeding and feeding, like these whales are doing now, sometimes gaining more than 10 tons of weight. That's 20,000 pounds, kids. The big-winged New Englander. Be looking out at 3 o'clock, more schooling fish. This is again a very dense bait ball. Really important evidence of feeding whales. This is great experience here. And oh, look how convenient. Our whales are up and traveling through these bait balls. They're very clearly feeding, everybody. Very clearly feeding. They're just not doing it quite at the surface. They're doing it just below the water. But look at them move. They're trucking, forcing these fish into tight, dense groups or bait balls. Very important observation. We've got two schools of fish here and they're working them, working them, working them. We've even got surface straining happening. Look at that nose poking out of the water. What a great view. Surface straining, they've grabbed all kinds of fish and are trying to push out the water so they can swallow the fish. No chewing needed. This food slides right down the gullet. Stunning looks at that iconic fluke or whale tail. This is what it's all about. Humpback whales are among the best whales in the world to watch. Whales up at 3 o'clock, 3 to 4 o'clock. We're gonna get a nice close approach here, 1 o'clock. Check out these dorsal fins and how different they look. We've got Eruption and Pele and Jabiru, 3 known humpback whales. Rainbow whales. Here comes those tails. Pele in the middle with all the barnacles. That beautiful look on Eruption in the end. Coming up last, Jabiru, you pretty little girl. You're not so little though, are you? Oh no. These whales, everybody, are blowing bubbles. Up at 11 o'clock, a couple of boat lengths out. Our whales have reemerged or resurfaced here. Note those nice tall blows. These are about 20 feet high, these blows. Again, that means the whales are really working hard down beneath the waves. Again with the hardcore breathing, guys. Doing something down there beneath the sea. And note that suspension of the mist in the air there. Of course, that is the expulsion of the lungs, as well as some good old time whale boogies in there. Gonna see a nice dive in the glare of the sun here. And you'll know it's coming when you start to see the curve of that back, and usually the whales hyperventilate a little bit before they take a dive. They sort of take a big breathe in and a big breathe out. That's Jabiru and Eruption, our 2 females. Pele went down first. That is what I would call a close approach. So we've got a lot of whales in the neighborhood. Oh, wait for the other side. It's going to come up on the other side. 1 o'clock. And we've got some tail stuff going on over here. That was a definite kick feed, a new kind of feeding. So this is a different kind of feeding than our normal bubble feeding, where the whales will corral the fish and blow bubbles to rein them in. This is a stunning of the fish by slapping the tail on the water. And they do this among bait fish. This is typically an action that happens only 1 animal at a time. I'm surprised to see it among 3. We're gonna find out what happens here, and they're going down for the wind-up. It looks like there's gonna be some feeding. 1 o'clock. Everybody keep your cameras poised and your eyeballs peeled. Whoa, there it is. Oh, a stunning classic example of tails. Did you see that? That tail slap there. Great example of kick feeding. This is only done in Stellwagen Bank. There is no other individual area on all the planet where kick feeding as a means of obtaining food by humpback whales has been recorded. This is a great whale watch and really gives us a sense of who these animals are, what they're here for, and a major amount of insight to their life history. Working so hard out there, you gotta respect these animals for their capabilities, their communication efforts, their ability to work as a team, to problem solve and survive in a sea with as many risks as this. We have an individual that has joined our group. This is now a new sighting. Instead of 3 whales, it is now 4. Right in a line, folks. The threatened Megaptera novangliae. This is a really great sight here. 4 whales in a row. Starting with fluking dives, or not, maybe not. Still working. You can smell that breath. Beautiful look at Jabiru. Stunning look at Eruption.